Russian disinformation. Russian President Vladimir Putin has taken to using comments made by Fox News host Tucker Carlson as part of his propaganda machine. It all stems from a comment Carlson made back in 2019 when he said, quote, "Why do I care what is going on in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia? And I'm serious. And why shouldn't I root for Russia? Which I am." Putin mandated Russian state media to feature Tucker Carlson each and every night using statements that Russians have deemed as supportive of their invasion. Now, Tucker Carlson is not the only Fox News personality to be featured on Russian state media. Several others have also been featured daily, but in recent weeks, Carlson said that the war in Ukraine is not, quote, black or white. Although given the images we've seen from Ukraine in just the last few days, if nothing else, it's getting more and more difficult to justify that kind of outlook or thought. And certainly many in the mainstream media have seized the moment to come down on Fox News. Now, let's bring in Dick Morris to weigh in on this. He is host, of course, of Dick Morris Democracy here on Newsmax and former advisor to Presidents Clinton and Trump. Dick, what's your take on this?
Well, I think that it's absurd and really shocking that Tucker Carlson in particular and Fox News in general really appear to have sided with Russia in this war. We have Tucker's overt statement saying, I side with Russia, or I prefer Russia. And every night, Tucker spews a monologue that basically says that the United States and our allies caused this invasion by provoking it, by flirting with the idea of Ukraine joining NATO. And then they say that the bombing of the children's hospital maternity ward was, the Russians say this, not necessarily Tucker, that this was a staged incident, and that bombing the train platform was to deter people from leaving Ukraine because they want to draft people into the army and increase their forces. And these are just so totally false. The Putin strategy is essentially what the Russians have always done, which is when they do something wrong, they take the copy and they turn it around on its head and blame us for it, even though it's something that they and not we have done. And it's shocking to see Tucker Carlson doing this. And it's outrageous to see Fox News going along. This is not pro-Russian. This is not anti-Ukraine. This is anti-American.
You know, the whole argument that Putin has made about NATO expanding, I personally have never believed that argument anyway. I've always thought he was up to something else, that he was using that as an excuse. Why would somebody even believe that argument?
Well, if you can swallow the hook, swallow the line and the sinker too. This all comes as a unit, the idea that this is provoked by the West, provoked by the United States. Russia even goes so far as to say that this is a deal with Ukraine to start a nuclear war with Russia. And Carlson even implies, overtly says, that the higher-ups in Washington want a war and are delighted to be provoking it. And every night we see real images, not phony ones, of unbelievable havoc and hell being wrought on the people of Ukraine by Russia. And yet then we turn to Fox News and we see this stuff denied, downplayed. The other day, I spent the night watching Fox News when I wasn't on it. And I found absolutely no coverage of what's really happening in Ukraine. No coverage of Putin's war crimes, no coverage of the atrocities. Sometimes you see they pass it off with, we all know that Putin's not a great guy, but, and then you go on. For example, the story about biolabs being located in Ukraine by the U.S. so that we could produce new chemical weapons and biological weapons proximate to Russia and for use against Russia. Total fabrication. Yeah, they're there, but they were there to protect the population because the Russians have these agents and they were afraid that they'd use them. And it's just the truth completely turned on its head. And to see the Russian state media, the propaganda machine, quoting the leading talk television host in the United States is outrageous.
Okay. Dick Morris, thank you for being with us. Always a pleasure talking to you. And remember, in about 50 minutes, tune in. Dick Morris Democracy at 7:30.